Hey, welcome back. Happy Sunday. I'm Jen, and today we are going to be talking all about my journey with health. I basically am one of those I'll try anything once type people, except for fad diets. So I've never taken any type of pills, and I don't like do popular diets. I'm really more of a naturalist, I would think, say in that type of health arena. So I wanted to start out with kind of giving you an idea of what health actually means to me. And this is a definition that I found from a holistic website. And I'm not super holistic. Go to the doctors and take medication if I have to. I try not to. I try to be more preventative than reactive when it comes to health. I don't like the doctors, so when it comes time to actually have to go, I try to fight it as much as possible. So this definition of health, I think, was perfect for what I believe health to be. It says health is a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being, not merely the absence of losing weight, illness, or infirmity. And I think that sums it up very well. Health is as much physical as it is mental, emotional, and social. We can put ourselves in unhealthy situations by overeating, but we can also put ourselves in unhealthy situations by telling ourselves we're not good enough, by telling ourselves that we're okay to be in a relationship that is socially not good for us. So health is not just, do I look good in the mirror? If you watched last Sunday's video, you actually saw and heard me say that the number on the scale is just a number on the scale. Sometimes it gets to me, yes, because I am human and I want a certain weight on that scale. And for the last couple of years, I've struggled with not losing any weight at all. I have hovered at the exact same weight for over 2 years, and this has been the longest plateau of my life. But I kind of came to grips with it, and I was like, well, if this is what's going to happen, then how am I going to A, just accept it and move on, and B, be the healthiest version of me at this weight? And that's just what I've been doing. So because health is much more a bigger picture than just the weight on the scale, I wanted to give you 6 things that I am doing right now that are helping me with my health. Number 1 is rest. I wholeheartedly did not think that sleep was important to your health, but it really is. About a year and a half ago, I think it was a year and a half ago, yes, I was diagnosed with sleep apnea. And I think it is because I am not at the optimal weight for my height and for me personally. So when you gain a little bit more weight, it closes off things around your throat, and it causes you to stop breathing at night. I have moderate sleep apnea, so it's not severe, but it was enough that over a length of time, it started to interfere with just how much oxygen I was getting and making me feel tired all of the time. I went through all of the thyroid tests. I went through vitamin tests, all the blood tests. I did all kinds of things because I really thought I was dealing with like Hashimoto's disease or, something in that nature. And it just came out that I'm not getting proper sleep. So I have a CPAP machine, and I'm going to be super honest with you. I am terrible at wearing it because I feel like I'm getting strangled. So as much as it is it's really nice to know that I do have this sleep apnea. I'm telling you, I try everything in the book to not wear it. It's probably bad for me to say that to the world, but it's the truth. I feel like I'm being strangled. I wake up and I've actually had nightmares that somebody is like holding me underwater and strangling me. It's crazy. So some things that I'm doing to still get proper rest is I set a bedtime. I feel like a 2-year-old, but I have a bedtime, and it's 10:30, approximately 10:30. Sometimes on the weekends, Friday nights especially, I'll let it go because I can sleep in a little bit more on Saturday mornings. But 10:30 is when I really try to at least get started for bed. Um, Not every night it works. That's just life. I've been really trying to hit a 10:30 bedtime because I am trying to become a morning person, which is actually really good for my health. I was sleeping in really late, especially when my youngest didn't have to get on the bus. I was sleeping in until sometimes 8:30, 9:30, 10:30. I mean, I try never sleep until 11, but there would be days that I would have slept in because I wasn't getting the best sleep that I could. I am trying to get up at 5:40 a.m. and I've actually been accomplishing that because I've been setting a bedtime. So a lot of people believe that the bedtime routine is more important than your morning routine, and I'm kind of believing that because when I am set to be in bed at 10:30, my body actually is naturally waking up around 5:30 in the morning, and that's amazing because it was naturally waking up at like 10 o'clock. I was forcing it before. So rest, overall rest is important. And if you're struggling with that, figure out what the problem is. So like I said, I was diagnosed with sleep apnea, but it kind of didn't help me as much as I wanted it to. I do look at technology right before bed. There's some great tips out there on how to get yourself calmed down to go to sleep. I'm one that can just fall asleep pretty easily unless there is a crisis going on in my life. So I can read a book, I can watch TV 2 minutes before I hop into bed. That doesn't affect me. I can't give you great tips on how to get to sleep because I don't have that problem. 5:40 a.m. wake up time is actually it's been a good time for me. So that's all kind of going on in the background of me building this healthy life. Number two, I am walking. That is the exercise of choice right now. I was doing something called Body and Soul. It was like a mixture of cardio and aerobics. And I loved it. There is nothing wrong with it. I would go back to it eventually. I want to go back to it eventually, but a book that I was reading is that your body views exercise as stress to the body. And I was trying to use exercise as a way to lose weight instead of a way to release endorphins and have a natural serotonin level and things of that nature. So and I took a different view on exercise and decided that if exercise was purely movement and enjoying the exercise as well as getting my heart rate up, I could literally go for a walk. A 25-minute walk, a 20-minute walk actually gets my heart rate up and it's doing what it's supposed to be doing without adding extra stressors to my body right now. Not to mention that my body is not in the best physical shape it's ever been. I was getting aches and pains, and it was more uncomfortable to work out than what it needed to be. And that kind of sounds like I'm being a wuss, but I wasn't. I believe no pain, no gain. I played soccer for years. But if your body isn't where it needs to be, you can't stress it out even more. There's all kinds of other stress going on in my life. Why make the one thing that's supposed to be helping your body, why make it not help it? So I walk. I literally just go for a morning walk, sometimes an afternoon or evening walk. It's 20 minutes right now. And my body is reacted very well to that. I wasn't treating my body as a whole good enough to exercise in that manner. One day I hope that I will be able to do that again, but it's just not right now. So I'm walking 20 minutes a day. One thing I'm going to add to that, probably starting Monday, tomorrow, is a core workout. Just 5 minutes, find a couple of exercises to strengthen my core. A strong core really is the central part of a strong body in the way of working out. So I want to strengthen my core, but I also want to keep movement because I really feel wonderful when I come back from my walks. I don't always look forward to them, but I do always look forward. I feel good afterward. Another thing that I'm doing is eliminating bad food groups. I don't believe in eliminating food groups, just the ones that aren't good for you. So if you don't have to eliminate dairy, I don't think you should eliminate dairy. If you don't have to eliminate gluten, I don't think you should eliminate it just to lose weight. But if you don't feel good eating it, if your body is reacting to it, then yes, you should eliminate that. For me, I don't have any food sensitivities or allergies, so I am just working on eliminating food groups that I know are not good. And this might surprise you, but I don't think sugar is bad for you. Um, Crazy amounts of sugar? Absolutely. You shouldn't eat crazy amounts of sugar. You shouldn't eat crazy amounts of fat or protein or any other food group. There is a thing called moderation, and that is, I think, how we should live. And that's, again, just for me. You might have a completely different view. You might be a scientist or a nutritionist. I don't know who's watching this. But for me and how my body reacts to food and feels good on, I eat a little bit of everything. So the first thing that I'm eliminating is chips. And you might think that this is funny, but I said last time that me and my husband can binge probably each on a bag of chips every night. And I won't lie, we have done that. We have ate a whole bag of chips, each of us, watching movies, just as like a date night at home. And I'm giving up chips because it's that one food that I know if I can say no to this, it's going to give me the willpower and momentum to continue to say no to bad things, bad food choices. It is hard. I have been tempted 100,000 times because I still buy chips. I'm the one giving up chips, not my husband, not my children. Are they good for them to have? They don't eat them like I eat them. Yeah, they get them every now and then in their lunch or every now and then with a dinner or something like that. So they weren't literally addicted to chips. I think I probably was addicted to chips. If that's an unhealthy behavior, I want to correct that. So I'm giving up chips. So far, I have gone like 13, 15, I don't remember how many days, but I've gone without having chips since I set that date. My next food group that I'm really going to work on giving up is soda. I did this a while back, and soda is like my choice drug. I'm trying to be honest with you all. Soda is like the one thing. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I've never tried a drug in my life. I will grab a soda, and when I need comfort, I will grab a soda. When I just feel like I am super stressed out, I'll grab a soda. It is like my wine in the evening. I feel like I need to have it. So that's going to be my next one. And I think that giving up chips is like that momentum that I need to give up soda, because soda is that thing for me. Chips, I'll binge on them and they'll be good, but I'll get sick of it. I've never been sick of soda. That will be the next one. And that will be in November that I'm going to go on the no soda, eliminate it from my diet. And then in December, which I think will be a great kickoff for 2019, I'm eliminating fast food. We don't eat a lot of fast food, but if I can eliminate fast food from my diet, I definitely think that that will kick me in the butt to make sure that I am prepared for all meals. There will be the occasional time that we have to grab something out. And when that happens, it's not going to be through a drive-through. I'm going to make myself get out of the car and at least go in somewhere and get something healthy, like Panera, going to maybe like a little chain restaurant instead of like, Wendy's or McDonald's or Arby's or Burger King or Taco Bell or wherever else there is drive-throughs. Chick-fil-A. Yeah, we'll give up Chick-fil-A. That's crazy. And again, eliminating these things doesn't mean I'll never have them again. It is just something that I need to kick from my everyday normal diet. So those are the 3 things that I am choosing to eliminate from my diet this year. And I will still have sugar. I still will have junk food. I'm okay with that. But these are things I know that will make my body feel better. Plus, who needs that much sodium in their life? Okay, something else that I'm doing for my overall health is speaking truth in love. This is something that I have committed to work on for my emotional health. I need to be able to tell people how I feel in a loving way instead of after I've pent it up and then I just want to explode. That is what I'm working on. It's something that has been throughout my life that's what I do. I will hold it up, I will let it go, and that is probably a learned trait, but it's something that I know I need to correct. And not only will it make me emotionally more stable, it will also, I think, better my relationships, especially my marriage. Number 5 is I'm going to be avoiding stressors. So I talked a little bit about this. Why I gave up Family Finance Success was because it was a huge stress on not just me, but it was a huge stress on my marriage, my children, and I need to eliminate those types of things. I also talked about eliminating all of the information that I was receiving. I put away all of my devices, stopped all of my social media accounts, newsletters, anything like that. I stopped that for a really long time. You could almost call me a hermit, and I would be okay with that. I'm okay with being a hermit. I like it. I'm avoiding stress. So there are some things in life you can't avoid, like when your kids get bad grades or they do something, off the wall that stresses you. I can't avoid health stresses in family or health stresses in my own life. But if I can choose to reduce my commitments, do the right next thing, I'm avoiding stress. I also can choose how I react to the stress. And that is something, again, that I'm learning. If you want to be healthy, you need to, number 1, think about the stressors that might come up. Don't worry about them, but just be prepared. You can be preventative in a lot of the stresses. If you know that this person is going to stress you out and you've already got a mountain of stress on you, you just have to be honest and say, I can't be around this person right now. Cut the relationship. It could be work. Work is work and you have to do it if you're committed to doing it. But are there ways to make it easier? Would waking up earlier make it easier? Would going to bed make it easier? Would getting out of the workplace gossip, would it make it easier? How can you stop the stress? How can you react to it when it happens? My go-to was literally to grab a bag of chips, grab a soda, sit on the couch, and pretend like life wasn't happening. That doesn't work. I was avoiding stress by not even pretending like it didn't happen. And that isn't great. I'm avoiding stressors that I can avoid and choosing to react to it by taking it to prayer and then really deciding, what can I do about this stress? And is it worth actually stressing over? There's a big one. So then last thing that I'm doing is I'm eating breakfast daily. I was never a breakfast eater. I love breakfast. If it's from McDonald's and it's greasy and has a hash brown with it, yeah, I'll eat it then. But I never really enjoyed making my own breakfast and preparing it. I would make sure the kids had something all the time because I'm a good mom. But for myself, I would just be like, it's fine. I'll eat at 11 o'clock when I can have a soda with my lunch. So I am eating breakfast every morning, and that has been a huge improvement. I'm still not a big breakfast eater at home. Like I said, give me a sausage McMuffin and I will eat it. It's delicious. Eat breakfast. And I start my day with water instead of coffee. You're going to see a little vlog about this. And I explain why I feel so much better, I think, because I'm using coffee as a reward instead of a crutch. It's not a habit that I have to have, so I'm trying to use it as a reward. So you might be wondering, well, these are a lot of cool things that you're saying and a lot of honest things that you're saying. What has improved? Well, first of all, I have increased energy. I know that once I start a part-time job, my energy will go down. So I'm trying to combat that by doing the good things for my body now and build that habit so that when I go to work, I can have these habits already in place. Because I know there are going to be things that I want to let go, but if I know my body enjoys them and I know that it's helping me, I think I'm going to be more prone to stick to them. Now, if you're already at work, you're probably like, well, thanks. This girl doesn't work. She has all day, every day to do what she wants to do. That is true. I can't lie and say that it's not true. I would recommend that you start really, really small because even though I do have all day, I'm not a good habit creator. I'm not a good habit stopper. This has taken a lot of work and a lot of focus. So while you might think that you can't do it while you're working, I would say you can. You just want to start smaller than even what I started. Maybe you just pick one thing, you do that, and you get that momentum. The ability to get up at 5:40 in the morning. For my body to actually naturally want to wake up at 5:30 is a huge improvement. I've never once in my 32 years wanted to get out of bed before 7 o'clock, ever. Even if there was something amazing, like Santa Claus was going to be there, I never got out of bed before 7 o'clock unless somebody was dragging me, literally. So the fact that my body is like saying, you are doing the right thing, and I'm going to give you the extra energy that you need and be able to let you get up. And I enjoy those 30 minutes that I have to myself before I have to make lunches or do anything. I get up, I sit on the couch, and I either read or plan my day, or sometimes just go and let the dog out and am outside. It's getting a little too chilly for that right now, but in the summer, it'll be wonderful. I have an improved mood. That's not all the time. I struggle with PMD, so I don't always have a great mood. I have noticed that my mood has increased even during those normal times that I would have struggled with that. It's not perfect, and I don't think it'll ever be perfect during those couple of weeks, but the weeks that I don't have that hormonal thing happening, I feel really good. My mood has been great. I would say that it has combated a lot of my depression that I was struggling with by doing these things for my health, overall health, not just, that I'm going to lose weight. So if I can feel good this good right now, I am excited for where that is going. So I just took a couple of vlog style videos throughout the last week, trying to show you some things that I do, just to make it more than me sitting down here chatting with you, which is fine. I wouldn't believe somebody was doing what they were doing unless they showed me, because that's just the type of person I am. These are just things that I've captured throughout my day, and I wanted to share them with you. I would love to know, what is your biggest health struggle? Some people, it's like you are dealing with a chronic disease. Some people are dealing with a terminal illness. I am dealing with things that are correctable, and in that empowers me to want to change my habits, because I know that one day down the road, I could be dealing with one of those things. And if I am going to deal with one of those things, I want my body to be in the best shape and the best form that it can be. So that way it might be a little bit easier to handle that situation. So what is your biggest health struggle? Where have you found the motivation to improve it? A lot of this has come from The Last 90 Days by Rachel Hollis. Just knowing that I'm not getting younger, and wanting to live my 40s and 50s and 60s out in a manner that is graceful, and that I'm around to see grandbabies if that is what God chooses for me to do. And I will see you next Sunday, so do not forget to subscribe and leave a comment telling me what you struggle with and with your health, and if there is anything that I can do to help you. I'll see you soon.
Well, there's 4 sections, like that one's split in half. That one's Colton's, so split that little there in half, and then you can have whichever piece you want. So a smoothie is definitely one of my go-to things when I don't eat and I want to not eat out. So I can grab this, put it here, and try to be healthy. This is a fruit smoothie, so it's not anything super exciting. Every morning after my walk, I do 20 minutes this month. Next month I'm going to do 25, and then the month after I'm going to do 30. my reward is a cup of coffee. So I drink water out of this water bottle. I drink 3 of these a day, which is wonderful. If I'm much more about being progressive, so I was drinking 1 of these a day. I'm up to 3 of them a day. Eventually I'll go up to 4 and eventually maybe 5. But for right now, 3 a day is wonderful. So I drink this in the morning. I go for my walk, and then I come back and I get a cup of coffee, which is wonderful. And my coffee is super wonderful. It's just great value breakfast blend. I usually put in some creamer, and this. Not sugar-free, not anything super fancy, but works for me, and I like it. And I will just tell you, like, a little fun tip. This bottle is big. It's 25 ounces. They're $4 at like Costco and Sam's Club, where if you get the little tiny bottle, it's $5 at like Walmart. So if you have a membership somewhere, I would totally get this. I haven't checked Amazon's price or their flavors, but that's just one of the things about habits is that you have a cue, then there's like the actual action, and you have a reward. And so for my habit of walking, I reward myself with a cup of coffee, and I tend to now only have about 1 cup a day, which is great because I was feeling like I needed 3 or 4 to get by. And I think that that's just an improvement of my, like, a sign of my improved health overall, that I just have a little bit more energy. So I usually have this one, and then if I do feel sluggish, I will have some at 2 o'clock, usually 2 or 3 o'clock, basically. So that is just my little routine for health. I get up, I take care of what my kids need taken care of, and then I go for a walk, come back, have coffee, I make sure I drink water, and that seems to be doing really well.